What is going down, Sourdough Squad? We see you guys in the chat already, vibing. We got a good one today. We are going to spend a lot of time on rookie quarterback Trey Lance. This is a special, dedicated episode, film breakdown regarding Trey Lance. His performance against the Texans in his second career start. We see the Brad gang dropping in. Drop those SDSs in the chat. Get all these people in here. And we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about all of this. Good. So, again, one of my biggest takeaways of this performance from Trey Lance is that although he's a rookie quarterback, and he looked like a rookie quarterback at times, I would say the overall body of work. Oh, we see you in Germany. Let's go. SDS from Germany. We see you. The overall body of work for a rookie in his second career start. I don't care who he's playing against. In his second career start, fantastic. Like, really, again, the whole body of work. We're going to look at all the different things. We're going to look at some of the plays where he was successful, why he was successful. We're going to look at other plays that weren't successful. We're going to look at why they weren't successful. And there's multiple reasons. We're going to look at play calling. We're going to look at actual execution. We're going to look at it all. So I am very excited to get into this. Also, as we go through this, we are kind of sitting in that time frame of roster moves. So there's also a good potential chance that some roster moves drop while we are doing this live. So as you guys know, we will stop and cover those in real time as well. But the main reason why we are here is we are here to talk about Trey Lance. We're going to get into the film and we're going to break it all down. So let's get right into it. Let's start. And so, like I said, we are going to start with the positives. We are going to start with the things that went well. One of the things with Trey Lance in his performance against the Texans, Trey Lance averaged the most air yards per attempt at 11.5 a clip and threw the most yards on 10-plus air yard passes, 205 total, by any 49ers quarterback in a game over the last 3 seasons. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for the young rookie coming out in his second career start. Again, we understand the circumstances. We understand it was quite a rocky road to get here. But once Trey Lance got in and settled in, it looked really good. So like I said, we're going to start with the good plays. We're going to start with some of the things that he did really well. And then we're going to work our way towards some of the not so great plays and talk about why maybe there's room for improvement and growth in some situations. But let's get into the film. So this particular play right here, this is probably my favorite play of the day. It's my favorite play because of the subtle nuances to it. So what we're going to see right here is we're going to get a play action pass. You're going to get a naked boot, but you're going to have a defender right in his face. Why is this my favorite play? I will show you why. It is my favorite play because Trey Lance executes this play like a 10-year veteran. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to show you the small nuance right here. Now, again, play action. This is a learned skill. Turning your back to the defense. Like, listen, look at this guy. He has no opportunity to read the defense. Look at his back. He has no idea what's coming his way. Goes for the handoff. Turns around. Right as he turns around, look at number 54. Less than 5 yards away. Now, what does Trey Lance do? Now, a lot of people in this situation could get scared, could get nervous, could just eat the sack, do things like that. But this is what I love from Trey Lance and that he's doing in his just second career start. Watch this little fake right here. See that little arm drop? It's so subtle. Didn't see it in real time, but see the little arm drop right here. Boop. See that? Watch what 54 does as a result. Airborne. That is subtle brilliance from the young quarterback. Again, coming out of play action on a naked boot, has a defender in his face right away. What does he do? Just the little subtle pump fake right here sends 54 into the air. Then Trey Lance resets and throws around him to get a dart right to Trent Sherfield. So I love this, man. This is nuance of all nuance. When we talk about veteran type of play, when we talk about, being seasoned, these are seasoned types of plays. The ability to turn your face. Again, this guy's in his second start. It's been like 11 weeks since this guy last saw the field in week 5 against the Arizona Cardinals. This is why when we talk about scheme, we talk about what Trey Lance is good at. This is what he did at North Dakota State. That's why he already has the skill set. It's baked in. He's been here before. So the fact that he has a guy in his face on a play action boot like this, he's been there. He knows what to do. Just look at the subtle fake, the little arm drop. That's all it took. Arm drop, airborne. I mean, how can you not like that? How can you not like that? To then reset and then have to kind of look at the arm angle, the adjustment. This is like a little sidearm like sling. Like this is veteran stuff, guys. Like this is pretty impressive to see from a kid understanding again the circumstance that he's coming into play under, the year that it has been for him. This is really nice. I love it. This is my favorite play. Again, it's my favorite play because of the subtle nuance and because of how he's able to manipulate the defender. I'm a sucker for guys who know how to manipulate defenders. Again, if you've been on this channel, you know we love Trent Williams because how he manipulates defenders to make them look silly. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. So we're going to get into this next play. It's another play action. So we're going to kind of catch a theme here. Trey Lance on play action is pretty damn good. So from a schematic standpoint with the San Francisco 49ers, what they're able to do, I would love to see more of it. I absolutely would. And we're going to see right here how and why. But before we do that, I do have to ask the chat. My goal for this live today is to get to 200 likes. I think we're at 30 or 32. Goal is to get to 200. Let's see if we can get to it by the end of the live. Let's see. I think you guys can do it. I think the Sourdough Squad has been on top of it in regards to getting those likes up. So that is a little goal that we're going to have going on the side while we watch Trey Lance throw dimes off of play action to Deebo Samuel for a touchdown. I mean, this stuff, guys, from a rookie quarterback, again, play action is something that is not new to Trey Lance. This is what he did at North Dakota State. And I love seeing this. I love the ability because look at what happens when you show threat of run. Look at the linebackers. Look at all three of these guys. The reason why you run play action is for this exact thing. Look at everyone selling out on the defense to stop Elijah Mitchell and the run game. That is why getting the run game going and then working play action off of it is just beautiful for a young quarterback. And what I love too, specifically about the ball placement, is he doesn't put it on him necessarily. He puts it into a spot where Deebo Samuel can run onto it. Again, look at the angle in which Deebo comes like out of this break. He's kind of fading up, right? And then see him flatten out and then be able to come under. So what this to me is, I see ball placement. I see Trey Lance understanding the field, having field vision, understanding that there's no one over here, right? There is not a single defender. The only one he's got to worry about is this ref. So it doesn't make sense for Lance to push the ball upfield. Doesn't make sense for Lance to get Deebo drifting up towards the defender. So he puts it out into a spot where Deebo can run under it and then have an opportunity to make a play. It's very subtle ball placement, but I think it's extremely intentional. I think it's extremely intentional, and I love it. I think it's, again, another instance of showing the veteran presence that this young kid possesses. The talent, the cerebral ability, all of it. Field vision, awareness, spatial awareness. Again, he could have thrown this thing upfield, could have given the DB a shot to make a play. He did not do that. He threw it to this spot for a reason, and allowed Deebo Samuel to make a catch after the fact. So, again, play action. Here's the theme. Get the dude, move the pocket, get him out in space, allow your wide receiver to run under and make a play. Absolutely love this stuff, man. He looked really good. Now, we're going to get into some of the plays where, he didn't look so great, but we'll be able to explain it all. So let's take a look at another play that was one of the top plays of the day, I believe. Here we go. And you guys are going to recognize this one pretty soon off the bat. This was the dart to George Kittle. George Kittle, again, showing us why he's the best tight end in the NFL. He can do it all. He can block. He can catch. He's a great leader, emotional leader. He does it all. But let's look at the play here and the ball placement specifically from Trey Lance. I think this is a play where you can tell the safety thinks that this is going to be a more flat throw, because look at the way he undercuts it. Again, if you would have watched tape on the 49ers this year, I would have also assumed this throw would have been more on the underneath side rather than over the top. But again, this is a different quarterback, but we also have to remember they don't have a ton of film on Trey Lance. So the fact that he's going deep right here, you can kind of see Reed. He tries to undercut this thing. Obviously, he gets himself tripped up in the process, but undercutting this route would have never done a dang thing because of the ball placement here by Trey Lance to actually push this ball downfield. Again, pushing up the seam. It's just something that we don't see from 49ers quarterback play. It's new. It's different. It's dynamic. We're used to seeing, probably this ball go to Deebo Samuel right here, or potentially Jawan Jennings. It's very rare that we see them push the ball up the seam like this, but you can see this thing is intentionally thrown. This thing is a dart. Boop. Like on the money. Absolutely beautiful. You got great protection up front. Trey Lance finds the ball. Absolutely love it. And you get the flag here on Reed. But again, he's thinking this thing's going to be underneath. Nope, that thing's going over the top. So this is one of the things, too, that I liked about Trey Lance. Again, it's just the different velocity on the ball, different ball placement than we're used to. I think it's different ball placement than their defense was anticipating. Like, again, I have no problems with Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm not someone that would consider myself a Jimmy Garoppolo hater. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is who he is. But this is a throw that we would rarely see from Jimmy Garoppolo. And this is again why you can understand why the 49ers drafted Trey Lance, because this is next level stuff. This is hard to defend. And so it's really fun to watch. It really is fun to watch. And again, we're going to see some more of Trey Lance showing the stones for a rookie in his second start. Again, my biggest takeaway was just how this kid did not shy away from the moment. This dude took shots constantly. And this is one of my favorite throws of the day right here. Can we win without J-Dub? Jeff Wilson? You're going to have to remind me who J-Dub is. I don't know why that is just escaping me at the current moment. Once you let me know who J-Dub is, then I'll answer the question. But again, this is one of my favorite throws because of the stones. The stones it took. Oh, Jimmy Ward. Gotcha. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Jimmy Ward has been such an integral piece to the defense. It will be tough. It will absolutely be difficult. But we'll get to those types of questions there at the end. So with this particular play, the reason why I like it is because I don't necessarily know the progressions of this play. With him kind of looking to the left, does feel like he's trying to hold the safety because we do have single high. So Trey Lance understands that he has one-on-one coverage on the outside. One of the reasons why this is so much fun to watch is because whenever the 49ers get one-on-one coverage on the outside with single high safeties, we don't take shots. We don't see these throws made. It's just something that we don't see. So again, a rookie in his second career start, understanding that he has single high coverage, he understands that he can hold the safety in the middle of the field just by glaring over here. Look, safety just went. And Trey Lance says, nope, I'm going to come back, and steps up into the pocket and delivers a shot. And the ball placement is, and now this is difficult catch, like in every sense of the word, because you can see the cornerback has really good coverage. He's able to kind of get in front of Ayuk. Ayuk isn't able to stack the defender, so the defender actually has great leverage. He gets away with a extremely blatant pass interference. As you can see, with the hand literally grabbing onto Ayuk's arm before the ball has arrived. Look at this guy. What do you get paid to do, my guy? Like, what do you get paid to do? This guy right here wearing the zebra outfit. What do you get paid to do? Like, you had front row seats to pass interference, and you didn't call it. But again, this isn't about the refs. This isn't about the refs. This is about the stones on the kid to make this throw with the ball placement. Like, this is perfect. When we talk about ball placement, when we talk about accuracy, when we talk about anticipation, when we talk about, making big time throws, this is a big time throw. And this is a big time throw that will eventually pay off. Like, it might not have paid off in this game, but this is a big time throw that will definitely pay off in the future. Again, the concept that we don't see from this team, single high safety. We see single high safety all the time. Why? Because they stack the box. They stack the box. I think Elijah Mitchell, shout out to Jason Aponte, I think, for pulling this stat. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I think Elijah Mitchell has seen stacked boxes. That means, I believe, 7 or 8 more defenders in the box area more than any other running back in the NFL. And how often do we see them take shots on one-on-one coverage? We don't see it. And so that's what I love about this. This is new dimensions to the offense. This is new dimensions of the offense that eventually is going to pay off big for the San Francisco 49ers. When you got Deebo Samuel, when you got George Kittle, when you got Brandon Ayuk, you got guys like Jawan Jennings, like Mohamed Sanu's coming back. When you can take advantage of this stuff, this will pay off eventually. Again, ball placement's beautiful. Ayuk almost makes a great play. Ayuk even almost looks like he gets his feet in bounds. So if he came down with it, probably would have been one of the craziest catches. I was actually sitting right in this stand, so I was right over here. I had a great view of this play. I thought he almost snagged this thing. But again, this is one of my favorite plays of the day. I thought it was just absolutely phenomenal on every level. Again, understanding the defensive coverage, understanding what they're giving you, and taking it, and then throwing a dime. This is beautiful, man. This stuff is beautiful. It really is. It really, really is. Yes, sir. Get those likes up, fam. Get those likes up. You know the vibes. We can do it. We can get to 200. I know we can. I know we can. I believe in you. All right. Let's look at the next play. We're going to look at a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk down the seam. One other cool thing about watching this game is that Brandon Ayuk can be used, I think, more so like how we envision him to be used with Trey Lance at quarterback. Him and Ayuk and Trey Lance seem to have a pretty solid connection. Again, here's another example. Again, this is just finding the soft spot in the zone and Trey Lance finding him. Here we got a bunch formation at the top. You have Jermichael Hasty motion out, so it's going to become an empty set formation. I like this stuff. You got 2 deep on the back end. And look at Brandon Ayuk go up the seam and just sit it down in the soft spot. And then Trey Lance is able to find him. It looks real simple when we watch it, but we just don't see this too often as 49er fans, as people who watch this team. We just don't see it. We don't see it too often. So I really, really like this. Again, it's subtle nuances. It's simple. Find the open man and hit him. All right. I'll take it. I will take it. Let's take a look at 26-18. So I think we got a shot to Jawan Jennings right here. So let's take a look. Let's take a look-see. What do we got from Jawan? So I love this play. Again, this is another play, in my opinion, that shows the maturation of the young quarterback. Throwing with anticipation. I'm a sucker for it. I am a admitted sucker for guys being able to throw passes and launch it before wide receivers have even come out of their breaks. I'm just a sucker for it. It's one of my favorite throws, and that's why I love the fact that this just to me shows trust. This shows confidence. This shows maturity, throwing with anticipation before your wide receiver has come out of his break. Like, that's trust, man. And again, if you're late on these throws, if you're late, these are pick sixes. This is how pick sixes occur on deep outs when you're late. Like if Trey was to wait to throw the ball and start his windup right here, there is a huge opportunity for this defensive back to recover and pick the ball and run it back for a touchdown. And that's the difference. That's why I love throwing with anticipation, is because you're throwing to a spot before your wide receiver is even broken out of his route. And so it makes it very hard to defend, especially when you have Juwan Jennings kind of pushing up, kind of almost showing that, hey, maybe I want to run this up the seam a little bit more. And then the hard cut and ball's on him. And this is also something, too, where Trey's going to get better at. He'll get even better at this. You can kind of see the ball placement is good, but, it's a little low. It's a little low. We probably want it about right here, right about on the shoulder. But, again, time, repetition, being able to do it with more regularity. This is a timing throw. But I like it. Again, watch the timing of it. Drops back, hits his hitch, lets it rip. Already knows where he's going with it. Throws with anticipation, again, before he even breaks out of his route. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Mike says, how good would Trey be if he started at the beginning of the season? I'm with Grant on starting him since week 1. I was that guy who thought there was an imaginary quarterback competition in training camp because I wanted there to be, because I wanted Trey Lance to start week 1. If Trey Lance was to start week 1, I mean, the growth that we would have saw just in his rookie year would have been immense. And I would probably say that you could argue that the 49ers have a very similar record with Trey Lance running the show, especially with how the 49ers started the year. What did they start out at? 2-4. I think Trey Lance could have started out 2-4 extremely easily, but he would have gotten much needed reps, experience. There is an alternate universe where the 49ers are going to the playoffs with Trey Lance starting the entire year. There's an alternate universe where Trey Lance is hands down the best rookie quarterback to come out and play in this class. Again, this is one of the reasons why we liked Lance landing with the 49ers, because the 49ers are a great fit. They're ready to go. They have a great team around him, and they could have done a lot of damage. Squirrel 49ers legend Jim Harbaugh might be tempted to leave the Michigan Wolverines to return to the NFL. Guess what team? The Raiders. Jimmy Harbaugh, stay in college, my boy. Don't go to the Raiders, please. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Don't go to the Raiders. Don't do that. I don't want to see that. But yeah, I agree. I think Trey Lance could have started, and if he would have started, he would have been just as impactful, if not more, than what Jimmy was this year. And again, this tape is kind of a perfect example of that. This, to me, this tape was like a microcosm of what Trey Lance could have been if he started the entire year, because you got all of it. You got, like, think of the first half of this game as being the first half of the season. The 49ers went 2-4 in the first half of the season. The 49ers scored 3 points in the first half against the Texans. They scored 20 points in the second half. It's very reminiscent of how I kind of see the progression and maturation of Trey Lance if he were to start week 1. Squirrel, I'm going to do a squirrel here. This game was the best game I have seen from Elijah Mitchell. I have admittedly been one to point out some of Elijah Mitchell's vision miscues, but from a purely vision standpoint, this was Elijah Mitchell's best game. This was Elijah Mitchell's best game from a vision standpoint. Like, Elijah Mitchell's going to be damn good for us, guys. He is going to be damn good for us. And speaking of Elijah Mitchell, that's actually a really pretty seamless transition here. Let's look at the touchdown. Again, we started the theme earlier with play action. We started the theme earlier of this tape breakdown with play action. Look at it right here. Again, these linebackers can't help themselves, man. They can't help themselves. That threat of play action, again, I love this for so many reasons. Because with the motion out, you watch how the motion affects the linebackers. Okay, they go this way. But the entire offensive line is blocking essentially like zone left, and it's like a mid zone. So it almost looks like a mid zone left, but it's not. It's in fact a play action rollout to Elijah Mitchell in the flat for a walk-in touchdown. I mean, this is the offense. Like, and we're gonna get to the run. We're gonna get to the QB powers. We're gonna get to the zone reads. Trust me, that is a part of this film breakdown. We are going to look at things that didn't work. But what we're gonna keep coming back to is when the 49ers just run their offense like they've ran it all year, especially during the period when they've been successful. With Trey Lance, guess what? They're successful yet again. But when they try to be cute, oh, it does not look good. When they try to be cute, it does not look good. We'll get into that. That's coming. That is coming. So again, big theme of the day: run your offense. Don't have two offenses. Utilize Trey Lance's running ability like this in play action. Because again, let's say 50 jets out and actually gets good coverage on Elijah. Okay, well then you have a potential lane for Trey to escape or do something like that. So I really do like this a lot. Again, big emphasis here is play action. Trey Lance is phenomenal at play action, and they should keep doing the play action. Don't stop it. Don't stop the play action. Again, and we're gonna show you what it looks like when they weren't doing that, and they're trying to run some different type of concepts. Again, concepts that we haven't seen, formations that we haven't seen. I've studied every offensive snap of the San Francisco 49ers in 2021, and they showed some things I have never seen before. And again, it's just another reason why you don't necessarily need to have two offenses. Just run your offense. And we'll get into that though here in a second. Shout out to Sourdough Squad. We got 115 likes. We see you guys. I appreciate you. Remember, the goal's 200 before the live is over. I think we can get there. But let's take a look right here at a slant to Ayuk. This is one of the more prettier throws on the day from Trey Lance, in my opinion. Again, it's a slant, but this is very reminiscent of Jimmy Garoppolo. Ooh, Trey action, cash the God. That's a good one. Have we heard that one yet? I don't know. That's a good one. Trey action. Sheesh. I like that a lot. But let's take a look here at this slant. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Yeah, Ayuk in motion. He's setting it up for kind of like an outside kind of push up field. Then he breaks it back to the inside. They're running like a bit of a zone coverage. So just that a little bit of ability to push a couple steps to the outside to then break it in puts him in really good position here and timing for this throw. Because, for example, if Ayuk just immediately cut it inside, the throw has to come out way hotter. So the fact that Ayuk, and we'll watch the yak ability of this is fantastic. The yak ability of this is fantastic. When will we find out who starts at quarterback? I really think they're going to push this until Saturday. I don't know, but it feels like that. It feels like we're going to be doing another late night gang episode at Saturday at 11 o'clock at night when when Schefter drops who's going to be starting. So I kind of anticipate it being that same kind of thing where Kyle's going to force McVay to prepare for two quarterbacks. So he's going to I think we're going to find out Saturday night. I think they're really going to we'll find out. I have no idea. But we're going to find out on Wednesday. The first sign of who is starting at quarterback, we will find out on Wednesday based on practice availability. That will be our first sign and indication. And then we'll go from there. But it will be interesting to see. But back to the film. Look at this throw. Like, thread the damn needle. Whoo-wee. I like it. And again, subtle nuances. Why does Kirksey actually drop back into the hole where Trey Lance actually wants to throw it? Like right here, Kirksey is a problem. Mike Gutierrez, did you see what I said? I did not. I got half an eye on the chat. So I did not. Best way to get my attention during film breakdowns is super chats, because like I said, I'm doing the film breakdown, so I kind of looking at the chat, but I'm really trying to focus on the breakdown itself. So that is the best way to catch my attention during these particular breakdowns. But again, part of the subtle nuance here is eyes. Look at the eyes. Now, again, Kirksey drops actually into the right spot, but because Lance's eyes go direct towards the middle, Kirksey goes with that. But as Kirksey starts to go, Lance comes off of it and goes right off his hip. This is manipulation. Big fan of manipulation. Big fan. And this is why. Just how you can manipulate defenses with your eyes. Just the subtle nuance to look over here. Again, Kirksey is dropping into the right spot, but he feels Lance is actually wanting to throw here. He comes back right underneath them. And then look at the yak. Look at the yak. Look at this guy go. Brandon Ayuk had a day. Let's go. We see you, Mike. We appreciate the sub, my guy. We really do. Appreciate you guys. Oh, let's go. Tell him, DJ. Only 54 likes away from 200. We see the squad. We see the squad. But again, let's just enjoy the yak. Let's enjoy the yak. Look at the yak gods. Let's go. Welcome them in, DJ. Welcome to the Sourdough Squad, Mike. Hopefully we'll see you around here much more often. A new member of the Sourdough Squad. You love to see it. You love to see it, just like we love to see this yak. Whoo! I mean, Brandon Ayuk is tough to tackle. This isn't the first time this year. Like, this is Reed. Justin Reed. We are very familiar with who this man is, or at least who his brother is. His brother was a safety for us for quite some time. He's one of the Texans' best players. I would love to have him on our team. He's a really good player, in my opinion. And he hits hard. He smacked Trey Lance. We're gonna watch that too. He smacked Trey Lance earlier in the game, but he has an open shot on Brandon Ayuk, and Ayuk just spins off of it. And then what do we get? We get a little stiff arm, and then get behind the goat. Look at these two goats. Like, this is why the 49ers can be special. This is why the 49ers offense can be so good, is because you have guys on this team who are so bought in to the overall success of the team that they are blocking, what is this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards, 60 yards downfield. Look at Juwan. Let's freaking go, dude. I didn't even notice that. I just noticed that right now. Look at Juwan. Put him on his ass, Juwan. Let's freaking go. I didn't even notice that. That just got me dumb hyped. You guys know me. If you're part of the Sourdough Squad, you watch these film breakdowns. Key to my heart is blocking. As an offensive lineman, former offensive lineman, key to my heart is blocking. Look at Juwan. He has a key to my heart. That's why Kittle, Trent are tied for my favorite players in the NFL, because of their blocking. Look at Juwan. What a savage. What a savage. I want to look at that from this angle. Let's watch these. This is little squirrel action. We're going to look at the blocking. Look at Juwan, dude. Look at where Juwan is. Look at where Juwan is. Look at where Ayuk is when he catches the ball. This is freaking effort, man. This is what makes me so happy to watch these guys. Like, because just Juwan getting in between 23 right here allows Brandon Ayuk to stiff arm and not get sandwiched, which probably means he goes down, which then buys Brandon Ayuk another extra 20 yards. And then not only that, Juwan Jennings gets in, basically undercuts him, gets on 37 and shoves his ass on the ground. Let's go, dude. Let's go. This is the type of stuff that makes me happy. Like, this is the type of stuff that gets me juiced up. Like, look at Juwan, man. Look at Kittle, man. Like, so inspirational. So inspirational. It is beautiful. I love it. I love it. It's so good. Still, great throw. Absolutely great throw. Great throw. All right. So now, oh, no, we got one more. Got one more slant. Now let's watch Juwan make a play. So we just watched Juwan Jennings make a fantastic block all the way downfield. I love this. Again, you're seeing ability and all different types of ability from Trey Lance. If you watch the whole film breakdown, you're seeing what this kid is capable of. He can make all the throws. He can 100% make all the throws. Like, look at how fast that ball is on Juwan Jennings. I'm sorry. This is on Debo. My mistake. Not Juwan Jennings. Debo. Look how quickly that thing's on Debo. So fast. Boom. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. On the money. You have Juwan Jennings kind of come underneath and clear out number 37. That I think that is by design. They do want Juwan to again take up this space. Again, something that we've seen from the 49ers is we typically see them throw in this area, right? We see them throw over the middle, but this is how Trey Lance brings a little bit different of an element. You see how, like, they're concerned about here, but Trey Lance is like, I can make this throw without a problem. So it is really beautiful to watch. It is some good stuff. It is some good stuff. All right. Let's see. What? Wait, go away. What is that? All right. If DJ's in here, I'm sure he is. DJ, how we looking on likes, my guy? How are we looking, my guy? All right, let's do. So that was kind of our short to intermediate section. We started out with deep shots and play action. That was intentional. First portion of the plays that we showed, deep shots, play actions, happen to be the best plays. Deep shots, play actions. Then we kind of worked our way to short to intermediate. Now let's look at some of why we like Lance's legs in the sense of creating second efforts, like being able to create and extend plays. Now I know Kyle. There we go. We're at 182, guys. Almost to 200. Almost to 200. I know the Sourdough Squad could get this. Oh, look who it is. Look at this guy. I was about to have to call the police and say, anyone see my coach? Where my coach been? I was about to have to be like, man, my guy will admit it. Hopefully he's okay. Good to see you, coach, man. It has been a while, but we are super glad to have you back, my guy. Sourdough Squad, original member. We see you, coach. So, coach, what we're looking at right now is we are looking at Trey Lance and his ability to extend plays. Now, again, there's a lot of emphasis on designed runs for Trey Lance in this game, but they actually weren't very successful. However, this is where I see Trey Lance being the most successful in regards to using his legs. This is what I see. Oh, 6 away. Oh, the countdown's begun. 6 away for 200. Let's go. I love this from Trey. I love this from Trey. Again, this dude's in his own end zone. He's not seeing. They got the slant covered to Kittle. They've got this covered right here. I mean, let's get a better look at this from a coverage standpoint of what Trey Lance has to work with. He's going to the left, so he wants this right away. However, gotta watch the underneath linebacker. Again, this is how you get in trouble sometimes. I think this is good awareness and recognition to recognize that there's an underneath linebacker. Didn't love it, so he didn't throw it. And I'm actually okay with that. Do we hit it? Let's go. We see the squad. Congrats. Let's go. Shout out to Sourdough Squad. We did it. We did it. Let's go. I'm proud of you guys. I appreciate you so much. Let's go. We got to 200. Goal completed. So again, I'm okay with him not throwing this. And the fact that he has ability to kind of reset, kind of view the field, escape back out. Again, there's a huge hole there. So he goes and sits in it. Now he's like running up, like he could potentially run. Then he flattens and then finds Brandon Ayuk. Again, these are things when you look at the entire body of work from Trey Lance just in the Texans game, where you see so many things from this kid to be like, yeah, we understand why he was the number 3 overall pick. We understand. We understand. And this is part of it. This is part of it. I really like it. I really like it. I really like it. So, escapability, using his legs, being able to extend and create. Let's take a look at another example. So, this one is probably the most impressive one of the bunch because you have a little breakdown in regards to pass protection right here. Based on kind of what Tom Compton is doing, it just looks like a breakdown. Looks like he's doing a run action like to the right, essentially, based on how he's stepping, but you get the slant inside from 55. So this is just, you have this guy on the outside shade. So this happens sometimes. He's stepping out to the outside shade slants in, you're out of position. It comes with the territory at times. And so as a result, 55 gets a free release right away, gets his hands on Lance. Lance sheds the tackle, is able to buy some more time again, and then sling that ball and just get some yardage. Rather than this being a big sack for a loss of yards, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I really like it. Yo, are we really talking about Tom Brady in the chat this entire time? Like, what is going on? Why are we talking about Tom Brady in the chat? Like, what are we talking about? What are we doing? The chat has been taken over by Tom Brady, apparently. Who am I kicking out? Tell me who to kick out. Tell me who to kick out, and I will kick them out. You guys are my chat police. You guys are my chat police, so you have to tell me, especially on these lives. I will kick his ass out in a heartbeat. Who is it? Point him out. Point him out. He got scared and left. Yeah, the whole chat's been Tom Brady the entire time. Like, what are we doing? This is a Trey Lance film breakdown. Why are we talking about Tom Brady? Okay, DJ, I can respect it. Chat police says it's been mild, Brad. No one to kick out yet. Okay, good. Titan says snitches get stitches. Let's go. Hey, chat police coming in tough, man. That's why we need chat police. All right. So this is the portion now of the film breakdown where we start to look at some of the not so good plays. Are you guys ready for that? Are we ready? Are we ready to look at some of the not so good plays? I just want to make sure you guys are prepared. You've had some time to calm down. Obviously, the chat has been talking about Tom Brady this whole time. But are we prepared to take a deep breath and mentally prepare for the not so good plays? Just want to make sure. Want to make sure the chat's okay. reset a little bit. Jimmo says, show us the dirty. Yes, sir. Hey, you didn't know Banjo Man is my grandpa. Let's go. Sourdough Sam's my dad. So big Bay Area 49ers roots. You know the vibes. All right, looks like we're ready, guys. Looks like we're ready. Let's do it. We're going to start with the interception first. Can't have the good without the bad. That is what is to be expected, especially from a young rook. All right. Let's take. He said Jimmy has entered the chat. So here we got. No, this isn't it. It is the next one. So we're going to look at the interception here from Trey Lance. Trey Lance specifically talked about this play in the postseason post-game presser. Talked about how he saw a cover 2 look. Wasn't designed to go to Kittle on this particular play. However, he made the decision to go for it, and it was picked off because he short-armed it. Those are the words from Trey Lance himself. Hold on really quick. Just want to make sure no 49ers roster transactions were made. So again, he admitted he short-armed it. But again, you see the thought process here. You see the thought process here. I don't mind this, actually. I don't mind this if you get a better throw. Just like Trey Lance said himself in the press conference. If he gets a better throw, I don't think anyone's too upset because look at all this space. Again, this was I believe in the first half. So, and we saw him settle down in the second. But again, thought processes of ball placement, what you have on the field. Trey Lance could have put this ball anywhere over here in this area, and George Kittle could have ran under it. To try to throw it on him like that, probably not the best throw. So these things are things that he'll definitely grow from. He'll be able to mature from. Understand that this is just a ball placement thing. Even with this particular coverage, again, you can still make this throw. Just put the ball over here. That's it. You put the ball over here, you know George Kittle is going to grab it. So this is just a ball placement issue. And just like Trey said, he short-armed it. He admittedly said he short-armed it. And you can kind of see, look at the feet, little hesitation with the little, like kind of over-exaggerated hop. So you can see the hop. I don't think he got the like total power that he wanted out of his back foot that he normally tries to get. So I think it just kind of, like I said, just kind of died on him a little bit. So I like the thought process of trying to make this throw. But again, you can just try to get the ball into a little bit more open area. And that changes the outcome of this play. This play, I think Trey Lance, this might be, other than the interception, I think this play might be the play from Trey Lance that he wishes he had back the most. I think out of all the plays that Trey Lance ran for the 49ers, this might be the one that he wishes he had back. Because this is a touchdown, in my opinion. This is a touchdown if Trey Lance is able to throw to maybe one window over. If he just threw it to one window over, you're able to bypass the linebacker. Look, Trent Sherfield knows. Trent Sherfield knows that he had a touchdown. He had a touchdown because, again, talk about ball placement, right? If you get this ball, look, all this space. All this is rookie. This is where he looks like a rookie, right? this is where he looks like a rookie. So we understand, like, okay, we got by a underneath linebacker. Even so, if we just put it out a little bit, allow our guys to run under it and or make a play, there's no opportunity for a underneath linebacker to get their hand on the ball, and it again still ensures that Trent Sherfield is going to make a catch and take it in for a touchdown. So again, this is just more of, I think, being overly eager. Again, being a rookie, it's a play action. Again, turning your back to the defense, not being able to really identify the underneath linebacker sometimes. Again, that's one of the issues, or one of the complexities of play action, is that when you turn your back to the defense, you're not reading the defense. So when it looks like all these linebackers are sucked up to the line of scrimmage, sometimes they can bait you by bailing. We've seen it happen before with Jimmy Garoppolo. So what you see here is he sees the open wide receiver and he just tries to put it on him, like tough, like puts it on him. Unfortunately, linebacker gets a hand on the ball. Doesn't turn out to be the play that they were looking for. But again, this was a touchdown in my opinion. And I think Trey Lance wants this one back. I think this is one that they look at in the film room and they're like, yeah, understanding how much room they have in the open field, that he wanted that one back. So again, this is rookie stuff though. Like, this is stuff that he will learn from. I think he's proven that he's cerebral enough to be able to do this and to make these plays. He will make these adjustments, obviously, with more repetition and more experience. This one, I'm still trying to decide if this was tipped or not. Maybe you guys can help me out if you guys think that this was tipped or not. Kind of looks like it was tipped, but I can't tell. Let's take a look again. So you got the hand right here. So I cannot tell if this guy actually gets a piece of it. It kind of looks like it, as you can see in slow motion. Like, it's hard angle. It's a really hard angle to see. Again, I haven't watched the broadcast back, and I was in the stands at the time. Based on the trajectory of the ball and the way it kind of dies like that, it looks like it's tipped. So it's hard to evaluate because, again, I don't know if this is a function of the actual throw or a function of it being tipped. It looks like it's tipped. The way it's wobbling looks like it was tipped. So, but I don't have I can't tell by this. It's not definitive to me. It looks like it was tipped. They said it was tipped. Okay. Then it was tipped. So almost turned out to be an interception. But got just enough. What a great catch by Brandon Ayuk, by the way. What a great catch by Brandon Ayuk. Heads up play. Keep his feet in bounds to snag that thing. That's really nice. Possible double tip. 100%. Possible double tipped. So clearly it was tipped by the defensive back, as you guys are so astutely pointing out. But it looks like it was also tipped at the line of scrimmage as well. Let's take a look at the sack that Lance had. Let's take a look and see why maybe that occurred. Let's let it play out. So this one's tough because they rush 5. They have 5 to block. I mean, technically they rush 6 if you count 55. but it's a really good design on the rush because of how they set up the offensive line. Oh, technically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yep. So Compton has to stay outside on this guy. Essentially, it was like the wide 9. He has to stay head up, keep an eye on this guy. Brunskill has to take this guy coming down on him. Guy that is essentially outside shade on Max, slants inside. So these two are in conflict. He's in conflict over here. And then they have a delayed blitz from 43. Brunskill tries his best to block both, but obviously he's got to abandon this guy on him to get 43. It's a bit of a hard situation. Again, tip your hat to the Texans defense for scheming it up. But I think there is an opportunity. I mean, it's tough, man. It is tough because based on where he's looking, could he have let it rip right here? Potentially, but you also have this defender, D-tackle, kind of like watching his eyes a bit, kind of standing in the passing lane, so he could potentially tip it. You have this hot running back coming out of the backfield in the flat. Maybe you get it to him. Obviously, the one that we saw was this. If you see Kyle Juszczyk, he is wide open. Look at this. This is one where you wish he identified pre-snap. But again, this is an interesting situation based on the stunt that they run, the delayed blitz. And if his head was snapped to the right rather than the left, then he probably finds juice, and this is a walk-in touchdown. But because he picks the left side and doesn't necessarily, I don't think he identified the blitz. I think the delayed blitz got him. I don't think he identified the blitz, and he picked the left, so he just did not see Kyle Juszczyk running free down the side. This is, I think, an adjustment they would absolutely show back on tape and be like, all right, we gotta be aware of this next time we see this look. Next time we do this, we have to, like, we can still look to the left and do all that, but if we sense a blitz, especially, where they're bringing more than we have to block, someone's open. So we got to find that open wide receiver. Again, this is going to come with experience. This is going to come with more reps and things like that, more scheming, time in the film room, and stuff like that. They'll be able to avoid this probably a little bit better next time around, but also you do just have to tip your cap. This is a really good design by the defense. The way they manipulated the one-on-one matchups with the offensive line is really good delayed blitz. Really, really good delayed blitz. This will be something that he'll be able to pick up hopefully in the future. So it's not terrible. It's not the worst. None of that. So now what we're also going to start looking at is we're going to start looking at the scheme. Some of the plays that maybe we just don't run them. Maybe. Now, I want to preface this by saying I think with Trey Lance, you absolutely have to have the threat of him as a runner. I think the defense 100% needs to be able to be terrified of the thought of Trey Lance running the ball. So a couple zone reads here or there, I can live with it. However, we're going to see how I think if they continue to run this when Trey Lance is in, or certain quarterback powers and things like that, Trey Lance has an opportunity to get injured. And I don't think that's something that we necessarily want to see, because just like this play, for an example, now, like I said, zone read, I think, is absolutely necessary. That's what we have right here. We have a zone read. However, I I'm not going to pretend like I'm a zone read expert. This, based on the way this looks, it doesn't look like Lance is really committed to, putting this in the gut of Debo. It really does kind of look like he wants to keep it the whole way out. I really feel like he should have handed it off, because if you look at the blocking setup, if you hand this off to Debo, you get a block right here. You have Jeff Wilson out here, and it really does look like it would be a big gainer. But I don't think he had any intention of necessarily really giving it to Debo. But as a result, again, what happens to Trey Lance when you get him in open space? He's eventually going to get hit. So the biggest things that I've seen with Trey Lance is he's a tough guy. He's a big guy. He's used to going heads with people. But how many hits to his throwing shoulder like this can he take? How many hits do we want to see like this? I personally don't want to see too many. Now maybe this is something where Trey Lance learns, like, okay, you got some open space right here, but live to play another down. Take the slide. But I think this is where Kyle has to be part of the solution of saving Trey Lance from himself. I think Trey Lance is tough, man. I think he wants to go heads. I think he wants to run the football and he wants to lower his shoulder. He was like that at North Dakota State, and he's showing that he's still like that in the NFL. But the problem is the level of play is a lot different. It's a lot different. So, I mean, again, getting a helmet launched, like, look at his head. His head does almost like a full 180. Like, that's almost like, look, the helmet almost comes off. That's his face right there. Like, that is his ear. That's his mouth. That's his nose. There are his eyes. Like, I don't love it. I don't love it. I don't love it, because this is the next play. This is the very next play. Very next play. What do we do? Zone read? Okay. Get clobbered again. I believe zone read is necessary with Trey Lance. I believe zone read and the threat of Trey Lance to run is something that the offense does need to have. However, I think they need to develop him as a passer first. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see him developed within the normal scheme first. Then you use the wrinkles of zone read and design quarterback runs after that, after they're worried about getting beat by passes. Because right now, based on if you watch the tape against Arizona, Kyle's going to treat him like a running back for like half the time. So they are alerted to it. Like, look at Reed. Reed is on Trey Lance. He's already biting on it. He's waiting for this. So at a certain point, you have to recognize that what you've shown on tape is that you've shown basically the tendency to use Trey Lance as a running back. So defenses are going to key on him like he's a running back. And so it's actually a bit backwards, at least in my humble opinion, that I feel like it would make more sense to set him up as a passer first, then use him on designed runs. That's just, again, my humble opinion, because I see this opportunity where he can get hurt. One of the things, too, again, that we see with Kyle Shanahan when Trey Lance is in, look at this formation, guys. Look at this formation. Like just look at the formation. they talk about, oh, we don't have two offenses. We don't have two offenses. We just have the Trey. We just have some wrinkles for Trey Lance. Like we have the same offense. We have the same offense. What are you talking about? We've never seen this formation with three tight ends. We have not seen this all year. Now I get it. It's Trey Lance. You're gonna want to put out some new wrinkles and things like that. But the three tight ends to one side, you got the weak side. Look at the numbers right here. You got three guys, basically. You got one guy in the A gap, one guy in the B gap, one guy in the C gap. You got a floater out here in Reed, and then they run a pitch to the weak side. I'm not an NFL play caller. I'm not an NFL play designer. I'm simply a guy on YouTube who just watches film and gives my 2 cents on things. And I find stuff like this fascinating. Like, when have we ever done this in the history of the 49ers offense under Kyle Shanahan? And it's like Trey Lance gets out there, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. It's interesting to me of the way Kyle calls games with Trey Lance. Sometimes feels counterintuitive. Kind of feels like he out schemes himself sometimes. And I think this is kind of an example of that. Like, where it's just like, what are we doing here? What are we trying to accomplish from this? What, like, are we trying to catch them sleeping? Like, we think, like, because they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Now, can you run counters and all different kinds of plays off of this? Absolutely. But it's just interesting play. It's just an interesting play. Something that I noticed and was interesting. Wasn't very successful, clearly. And they didn't really come back to it. And again, one of the key things that the 49ers did with Trey Lance against Arizona was run these 2 tight end sets. It was just interesting. So there's clearly a different thought process that Kyle has when he's calling games for Trey Lance. But I would love to see a thought process that just kind of resembles the normal offense, like with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I feel like this play, too, is kind of a great example of, like, what they're trying to do. It's just, just run your offense. Like, we don't need to run quarterback powers. I think I'm going to continue to be bullish on this. I think the quarterback power right now is one of the worst plays in our offense because none of our guys run it. Like, we don't do this unless Trey Lance is playing. Again, we did the same play, but to the opposite side against Arizona. If you guys remember, this block that Kittle's trying to do right here, it's a very difficult block because it's a power scheme. The difference between power and zone is power, they're running to a spot. They're running right here no matter what. Zone is different because you can pick and choose based on the flow of the defense, the flow of the offensive line. You can cut back, you can hit it out wide, you can do whatever you feel, that's what you do. But powers are so specific to where you are running. And this, if you guys remember, the play that Mike McGlinchey got called on a holding for against Arizona because Trey Lance ran to the outside of him on a power, designed quarterback power. This is the same concept. It's flipped and ran to the other side. But rather than Mike McGlinchey trying to make this crucial block right here, it's Kittle. But Kittle gets tripped up because he gets tripped up on Brunskill. And it just it's just everyone, the bodies hitting the ground, like people running into each other. Like, this to me is a perfect perfect play to be like, hey, just don't do this. Just don't. Again, this is my opinion. My opinion. My humble opinion. I'm not a play caller. I'm not a offensive coordinator. None of that. But like, this is what I see when they try to run quarterback power. Like, it's a cluster. In my notes, it says Trey Lance run looks like a cluster F, LMAO. Like, my notes like are pretty solid, but like when I just see plays where I'm like, this is just silly. Like, what are we doing? So it's a silly situation. And then this particular play is going to be the cherry on top of why I think they should never run this play again. Because I think it opens up the door for Trey Lance to get hurt, because I think Trey Lance, again, is a tough guy. He's a gamer. He's going to fight for every single yard. And when you run him up the middle, he is going to fight for yardage and fight for those kinds of things. And here's an example of something that terrifies me. Like, this to me, like the head going up, like luckily it didn't get caught and he's able to fall forward. But again, like, I love Trey Lance right now, and I want to keep him healthy, and I want to keep him serviceable. And I think one of the points of this particular film breakdown and why I kind of segmented it the way I did is to show that this guy can be successful as a quarterback. We don't need to do this. Like, we don't need to do this. Like, maybe if we want to keep the threat of it, but again, in my humble opinion, I just see this as a recipe for injury. Because based on everything that we've seen going back to the Arizona game, these plays aren't successful. Like, they weren't successful in this game. They weren't successful in Arizona. And it's just like, just tough, man. It's just tough. Jay Greasy says, man, you don't have to be a play calling genius to see that play was crap. By the way, Happy New Year, SDS Late Night Gang from Vegas. We see you, Jay Greasy. We see you. And I agree. And this is where this is all coming from. This is where this is all coming from. It's a sense of, this is a rookie. You're going to call the play. He's going to run it, and he's going to go out and he's going to try to execute to the best of his ability. He's going to put his head down. He wants to. He's got to prove himself. He's in proving ground mode. Remember, he's the backup. He's been finding his role and things like that. So my concern comes from protection. Again, he's a rookie. He's going to try as hard as he can to fight for every yard. And as a coach, I want to protect my guy from those types of things. In fact, I'd rather first develop him as a passer. And because, again, that's what we know you need to be successful in the NFL, especially for long-term success, is that. So that's the film breakdown. I wanted to end it on, some of the play calling things. Again, shout out Kyle. Love Kyle. Kyle called a good game in this one. I think the play calling really got better in the second half. But again, this was one of the last plays of the game. I think this was the very last play of the game. So this is the very last play of the game. Again, why? Just I would love to again, I talk about it all the time. I would love to watch film with Mike McDaniel. I'd love to watch film with Kyle Shanahan. these are these. If I was able to do that, I would ask him this question: like, why on the last play of the game is this what we're dialing up? What if Trey Lance got hurt right here? Like, you know how we all know if Trey Lance got hurt right here, Shanny would get roasted. Shanny would get roasted if Trey Lance got hurt on this play. So again, it's a growing experience for both guys. I think Shanny has proved that his work with Trey Lance is going to be a work in progress. Like, I don't think Shanny fully understands exactly what he wants to do with Trey Lance. I think Kyle is still learning like what he can do, what he can't do, pushing this boundary, pushing that boundary, trying this over here, doing this wrinkle over here. I think he's still trying to figure it out. This tape to me, based on the play calling and play design, that's what I sense. I sense that Kyle's still trying to figure it out. Still trying to figure out what he can do, what he can get away with, and things like that. Again, this is the last play of the game. It's 20-7. Like, why are we running? Why are we running the kid up the middle? Like, come on. So, I found it to be interesting. Niner Empire says, here's my tithe to the SDS for taking first in my fantasy league. Congratulations on your fantasy championship, my guy. Let's go. This will bring a good omen to this Sunday. Put some yeast on this tray and start baking. Let's go. Sourdough Squad is undefeated. Literally, we see you winning your championships. Hopefully, all you guys were able to win your championships if you guys were able to do so. So that's it for the film breakdown. But if you guys do, I'll open it up to questions if you guys want. Little bit of chat. Let's go. Thank you, Titan. I really do appreciate that. I really, really do. Shout out to Sourdough Squad. You guys are undefeated. We hit our goal of 200 likes, I believe, on the episode as well. So you guys are continuing to be quietly. And that's how we like yeast, we rise, right? So again, quietly, one of the best groups on 49ers YouTube. Let's go. We got 245 likes. I appreciate you guys. It was a lot of fun. Yep. And so I've been waiting. I have been waiting to watch JT O'Sullivan's film breakdown. I'm going to watch it after this. I try to not watch. I don't watch other people's film breakdowns because, again, I know I watch film. So I want my opinions to be my opinions. I want the things that I see to be the things that I see. So now, though, I've heard about JT O'Sullivan's film breakdown. We're going to hop over there. I'm going to hop over there after this and watch that because I've heard it's been really good. So just like Joey says, I'm about to head over there pretty soon and go watch that. Shout out all you guys showing love in the chat. I appreciate you for sure. You guys are the best. You really are. You really, really are. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. O'Sullivan forgot he was our quarterback. Yeah, former 49er legend. Former 49er legend. We got another one. Put yeast on this tray and start baking. So we got like yeast, we rise. We got? Put yeast on tray and start baking. What other ones do we got? We got a bunch of good. We got a bunch of good stuff. I appreciate that, DJ. Oh, that's mean. That's mean. He's really good. Like he did I started watching JT when he was doing quarterback breakdowns of pre-draft process. He knows what he's talking about. He was an NFL quarterback. He knows what he's talking about. So far, I haven't seen any news. I haven't seen any news drop for the 49ers since we've been on, which is actually surprising. I'm going to double check right now just to make sure, because I was expecting some roster moves to go down. Oh, that's cool. Trey Lance was nominated for Pepsi Rookie of the Week. That's cool. So, fittingly, just got done doing Trey Lance film breakdown, and he gets voted, or he's up for being Pepsi Rookie of the Week. Doesn't look like any roster moves came down for the 49ers. Again, with some of the players going on the COVID reserve list, I maybe would have imagined they would have added some guys to the practice squad. But no moves have been made. Okay. No moves have been made. So, after watching the film breakdown, what do you guys think? Do you think Trey Lance has the opportunity to be a successful quarterback in this league? Do you think he has shown traits, he's shown ability that he can be someone that the 49ers rely on in the future? I'll share this with you guys. I'll share this with the Sourdough Squad. I saw this tweet last night from Kim. I'm blanking on her last name. Kim. She's she's one of the 49ers photographers. Like she's been with the 49ers for years, doing photography. She's like the little one, but she's packs a mighty punch. I don't know if you guys saw her tweet. She said, all this drama just for him to return next year. I was like, why are you tweeting that? Why do you tweet that? you just trying to cause more drama. So I thought it was funny. Kim, she's a 49ers photographer. She's trolling a little bit, but she said all this drama just for him to return this year. And obviously connect the dots. All this drama just for him to return next year. And then who was it? It was Keanu Martin dropped a laughing emoji under it. So could you what would you guys feel like if we went into 2022 with both Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance on the roster? Would you like that? Would you not like that? Would that something that you would be okay with? Or would that be a situation where you just want one quarterback? Because I think both quarterbacks are capable of winning. Like I think that's abundantly clear. Obviously, Trey Lance is only going to get better. But do you keep both going into next year? Is that I can tell you from my specific standpoint. I can see you guys in the chat. Appreciate that, Bryant. I really do. But I get one QB. Wouldn't like that. No, please, no. Rome says, I'll be done with this team. No time to move on. Too much drama. Mike says, I'm fine with it. Look at Joe and Steve. But remember, one got traded. The GOAT got traded. So I'm just saying. Jimmy costs too much. You know my answer. JT says, Trey will never be good if you don't play. Please, God, no. Unless Jimmy took a massive pay cut and was willing to be a backup, then no. That would be stupid with Jimmy money. We could get free agents. So it looks like what's good, Sean? Oh, shout out Luke. Luke says traded good. I want the best for him. I'll be here for it. We know you will, Luke. One thing about Luke is always going to provide level-headed thoughts. One of the things I respect most about Luke. So as you can see, not something that I think 49er fans want to live through again. I'll speak from my perspective as a content creator, as someone who runs, accounts on Instagram, Twitter, obviously YouTube, Facebook, things like that. This year has been the most divisive year, like since 2016. Like since it was like fire Chip Kelly, fire Jim Tom Sula. It's been one of those years. It's been one of those years that has been pretty stressful to be a part of. And not necessarily just because of the team. I mean, it's been a crazy year. Again, we're going to do a start to finish recap once the year's over. But, starting in January and how it all played out, and then the potential trading of quarterbacks, so then trading to the number 3, then drafting the quarterback, and then we drafted this guy to be the starter, as Kyle Shanahan said 7 times in a press conference. But then we're not going to be okay. Oh, good news. We got some good news here on the roster front. Oh. Ooh. No new additions to the COVID reserve list. No. Ooh. Let's go, Luke. I got you, my boy. So no new additions to the COVID reserve list, but the 49ers have made a signing. They have signed Darquez Denard. Jesus, I cannot talk. Darquez Denard to the practice squad. Now, if this is the Denard brother that I'm thinking of, I like this. Now, let me double check. Is this number 27 from Michigan State? So there's 2 of them. There's 2 Denards. Is this the Michigan State Denard? It is. Let's go. Let's go. I think it is. This dude had one of the cleanest picks I've ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure it was him. Oh, no, it might have been someone else, actually. But, okay, so I like that. I don't mind that. The 49ers signed Darquez Denard to the practice squad. He's 31 years old. He's obviously a journeyman. He's been around the block. He's a cornerback. But I don't mind that. I like that, actually. I like that. I like Darquez for what he is. I mean, he's been on 3 teams this year. He's been on Arizona, he's been on the Colts, and he's been on the Giants. So again, he's been around the block, probably a little bit past his prime. However, shoot, maybe he's better than Josh Norman. Who knows? So I kind of like that. I do. I like that pickup. It's kind of solid. They added Josh Hill back to the roster, or to the practice squad. So, okay, I'll take it. What if we find out the next tweet to come through? The 49ers have released Josh Norman. Please do it while we're on the live. Please, if that were to happen, please do it while we're on the live, because that would be fun. That would be fun. I think we'd have a lot of fun with that. If they cut Josh Norman, we're having whether I'm on or not, we are having a dedicated Josh Norman episode, because that man has caused me some stress watching 49ers football. Oh my goodness. Darquez Denard. So I don't mind this. Again, it's going to be something that's, very similar to the Fitzpatrick move. These guys, had a lot of talent at one point in their career. Obviously, I believe he's a former first-round pick. He's had a lot of potential. But he's 31. You know how it is. You can get long in the tooth real quick in the NFL. So obviously he's been on 3 teams this year. Hasn't really stuck anywhere. But who knows? Maybe we're the spot. So we'll see how that translates. Like I said, I don't necessarily mind it. Don't necessarily mind it. Sorry, I'm making a post. Let me make this post real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Let's see. Actually, how about this? We've been going for hour 45. Probably a good time to wrap it up. We got our roster move. We got 49ers signing Darquez Denard to the practice squad. Obviously, that has an impact based on some of the players that are on the COVID reserve list right now. So that makes sense why that particular roster move was made. We'll see if Darquez ever sees the actual field for the 49ers. There have been plenty of practice squad additions that have never seen the light of day for the 49ers. So we'll see if there is any impact at all. I still think about HaHa Clinton-Dix and how he didn't want to sign with the 49ers practice squad after joining them in training camp. And I just think about how HaHa Clinton-Dix probably would have got a lot of playing time with the 49ers if he stayed on the practice squad. something to think about. '49ers add some help to the practice squad. Okay, copy, paste. So, all right. Okay, so they're putting out some news that we already heard yesterday. So nothing new. I'm just making sure we got everything. Yeah, nothing crazy. So, all right, I appreciate you guys for vibing with me on the film breakdown. I know it was a long one. I know we covered a bunch of stuff. We kind of went through a bunch of different elements of the game. Again, my biggest takeaway from the tape from Trey Lance is that Trey Lance is extremely capable of being an NFL quarterback. One of the things with Trey Lance is that I do believe he will be successful with the 49ers, whether it's against the Rams next week, potentially in the playoffs, or in 2022. Lance has shown that he is capable. He can make the throws, and that I think is the biggest thing, is that he can make the throws. That's what I want to see. I love, and again, one of the reasons why we talked about Trey Lance being the number 3 overall pick over guys like Mac Jones and stuff like that is because of the running ceiling that he has. But I think based on the way we've watched these last 2 games, Arizona, Texans of Trey Lance, I think it's imperative that there is a specific way that you can utilize his running ability, but in a way that doesn't get him hurt. And I think that has to be the number one point of emphasis for trying to use his legs, is just be cognizant that, you know, if we're going to run the quarterback powers and we're going to do those types of things, we're opening up for a higher increase in percentage chance that he does get injured, which is what we don't want that. So, although, again, one of the reasons Trey Lance was the better prospect than Mac Jones was because of the ceiling that he has with his athletic ability. We want to see the athletic ability in the form of extending plays, escaping the pocket, maneuvering within the pocket, breaking tackles, breaking sacks, those kinds of things, escaping if he needs to. Zone read, yes, I think zone read, again, I've talked about, is necessary. We want defenses to be cognizant of that and be afraid of that, but also just want to do it in a sense of also protecting the kid and not putting him in harm's way. Don't think that needs to be the base of his offense. I think, like I've said before, with Trey Lance, you develop him as a passer first. And once you have the defenses biting on his ability to pass, then we hit a situation where you are starting to, you know, then add in some of those plays. So, let's see. So I think Trey Lance has a bright future I think the 49ers have a bright future for the San Francisco 49ers. And I think his future is bright from a passing standpoint. And so that's, I think, the biggest takeaway that I have from this tape is that this guy's a pocket quarterback. This guy can make every throw. He can make the throws deep. He can make them down the seam. He can make them to the corner pylon. He can make them on deep outs. He can make them on slants. He can make every throw. We saw it just in this game. Now, we also saw bad throws. We saw the interception. We saw, some poor reads, but he's a rookie. Comes with the territory. We see the ceiling. The ceiling is huge. Like the ceiling that we saw against the Texans is like clearly hands down best quarterback in the draft. Like good job, Mac Jones. Like you landed on the Patriots in a situation where you walked into a franchise with a head coach and an offensive coordinator that feel like they've been there for 20 years, with an established offense and an established culture, an established way of doing things, and they clearly gave you the keys to be successful, and you have been successful being able to operate your style of game. But Trey Lance has a skill set that literally Mac Jones cannot replicate. So I know the Mac Jones hive was beating their chests earlier this year. Oh, they felt real good about themselves, and I understand why. Mac Jones is a good quarterback. He's going to be a good quarterback. He is going to continue to improve, and he'll probably be one of the better quarterbacks in this league as he continues to develop and get older. But when we're quantifying rookies, we're quantifying rookie success. Mac Jones landed in the best spot. He landed in the best spot over the 49ers because the Patriots gave Mac Jones the job. Not only gave it to him, he earned it. And they gave him the belief along with it to be their starting quarterback and their franchise quarterback. Trey Lance hasn't been that. Again, look at Trey Lance. Look at what he's saying. After press conferences, I just need to figure out my role. Jimmy Garoppolo is a starting quarterback. I just need to figure out my role. So Trey Lance didn't land in the perfect situation. Mac Jones landed in the perfect situation. So Mac Jones is reaping the early rewards as a result, and as should to be expected because Mac Jones is a good quarterback. He just doesn't have the ceiling that Trey Lance has. So I think next year when we're comparing this quarterback class, and you guys are wild in the chat. So when we continue to compare this quarterback class, it's going to definitely be a conversation that picks up next year, especially with Justin Fields. Justin Fields getting a new quarterback. New head coach, or completely new coaching staff. Same thing with Trevor Lawrence. He's going to get a completely new coaching staff. So it's going to be interesting to see year 2 what all these quarterbacks look like stacked up together, if they're all starting, and Davis Mills, as of right now, is probably considered the second best quarterback out of the rookie class because of, his consistency, what he's been able to do. I think we got to see some of that. We got to see Davis Mills, obviously. He's a good quarterback. He can make a lot of the throws. So really, really excited to see what Trey Lance can do when he gets a full season to start. So our original goal was 200 likes. We got there. We got to 200, but we're only 25 away from 300. Can we end it out on a high note? Can we end it on going out 300? Maybe. I think the Sourdough Squad could do it. I think so. I think so. I think we could get there. Let's see. Oh, 282. Oh, DJ says 8 away. Oh. Oh. Hey, appreciate you, Dick. Appreciate you, Dick. 4 with 4 away. Are we gonna hit that 300 mark on our way out the door? Let's go. Let's go. We see the Sourdough Squad. We're so close. We're so close. Let's see what we. Oh, we're so close. I'm the ginger version of ZZ Top. Oh, we're 11 away. We're 11 away, but we're close. We can get to 300. Sparta. Oh. 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 Let's go. No, you're good, DJ. DJ's been on point with the likes, man. He's been feeding me the firest updates on our likes. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Road to 300. Road to 300. We can do it. We can do it. Come on, guys. I'm not ending. I am not getting off this live. Watch. We're going to get to like 299, and then y'all just going to not like it. So I stay on forever. Bold strategy, Cotton. Ooh, 293. According to my count. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Oh, how do you get the hat? Oh, my guy set me up. I appreciate you, my boy. You know the vibes. DJ's a freaking chat legend. I appreciate you, DJ. You want the hats, you know the vibes. You go to residency.com, use that promo code, the SF9ers, get your gear. Shout out DJ. I still owe the Sourdough Squad some giveaways. That's on the to-do list. Did we get it? Let's go, Sparta. Shout out the Sourdough Squad. We see you guys. Let's go. Man, you guys make this stuff so much fun. You guys make this so much fun, man. Let's go. 300. Let's go. We love it. Let's go. Sourdough Squad in the building. We see you. Let's go. I appreciate you guys, man. You always make this stuff a lot of fun. I really, really do appreciate your guys' continued support. Again, just like how we get our likes up, you guys make it hella fun. So I'm excited for this year. We'll probably what's tomorrow? Wednesday. So Wednesday, State of the Franchise with Jason Aponte, Spicy Aponte on tomorrow, 1:30. We'll see if we do 2 lives tomorrow, TBD at this point. Maybe do a defensive breakdown. I've been sticking with the offense for the most part this year. Maybe we do a defensive breakdown. Maybe. We'll see. If the chat wants it, maybe we'll do it. So potential film breakdown of the defense, but we will have Jason Aponte on tomorrow at 1:30 for our weekly State of the Franchise episode. It's going to be a fun one. We're going to have a lot to talk about. I love Vish, dude. Vish is a savage. Vish is so good at what he does, and he does it purely as a hobby. Like I will. So I'm admittedly keeping my guess, pretty basic for this year. Again, this is my rookie year. So there has been a lot of there's been a lot of learning process for me this year. So as a rookie, uh we do our weekly shows with Jordan and Jason, but I think in the off season we'll definitely be adding more guests. Um, we'll definitely start bringing more 49ers content creators on. I want to get guys like Vish on here, Croc, Shu, and I've been thinking about it. I might effort Grant to get on a show with me. Just for the culture. Just for the culture. Grant and I do not see eye to eye when it comes to covering the San Francisco 49ers. However, I respect that man's grind to the fullest. He Grant has done some work out here on YouTube that like legendary stuff. So we might not see eye to eye. We might literally we pretty much don't agree on anything. However, I do respect him, and the way that I respect the content grind. So potentially to get him on here. So that's kind of and then also too, uh, tons of requests for fan call-ins. That will most likely be an off-season addition as well. So again, still my rookie year is almost over, but I'm kind of keeping it at a level pace right now. But I think when the off season hits, we're going to be looking for more guests. We're going to be looking at adding the call-ins from you guys. So getting you guys involved in calling into the show. Um, I know it's been one of the most requested things, so that is something that I want to add. And so that's kind of I agree. Probably save that for the off season, though. But the off season's right around the corner, right around the corner. So I'm excited. So I live for the off season. I live for the off season. So off seasons where I admittedly do my best work. So I'm very excited for this off season particularly. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, shout out all you guys for always hyping your boy up. Sourdough Squad is undefeated. We see you guys always in the chat, keeping up the vibes, keeping up the energy. It really makes it a lot easier for me and really contributes, I think to me having good lives is when you guys are in the chat vibing with your boy, makes it a lot easier to get these lives going. So I do thank you guys. I thank you for we hit our goal. Our original goal was 200 likes. We hit 3 to close it out. So you guys are fantastic as always. Again, most underrated group out here. We appreciate you. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, Jason Aponte, 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, and potentially another live, but we'll see. Again, in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. You guys have a great